My name is Jill Short. I live in Lincoln, California. I was born in Los Angeles. I was born in a Jewish home. My grandfather was the one that taught us, and we did not deviate. I was a pretty compliant child. It was my senior year at college. I was working towards my teaching credential, and it was finals. I had just finished finals. It was 2 days before I was to go home back to Los Angeles to take a 2-week break during Christmas break. And my then boyfriend decided he was going to break up with me. So he tells me he's a backslidden Christian, and I had no clue what that meant. And then he said, I can't be unevenly yoked with you. And then again, I didn't understand that, but I understood a couple things: that I was not a Christian, I was Jew, and I was not worthy. Okay, I'm waking up the next morning, getting ready to go home, packed my suitcase, and downstairs in my dorm, they said, there's a stack of books here for you that my ex-boyfriend left. Well, underneath that big stack of books with a note, he wanted me to read these during my break. There was a Bible, and that Bible was big, brown, and fat. And it was underneath this stack of books. And I thought, okay, I'm going up to my dorm room. I'm not going to read any more books. I've just been through my finals. So I looked at that Bible and I thought, I'm going to hide that. I'm going to take that home. God made me very curious. So I wanted to know what was in that Bible. So in the evening, I closed my bedroom door, thinking everybody's out of my room. And I sit on my bed, and I take that Bible out of its hiding place, and I carefully touch it. I know this is forbidden. I should not be looking at this, let alone opening it. But when I opened that book, God opened it with me, and I started reading Matthew 1:1. And as I was reading, I was just drawn into the Bible, and I wanted to read more and more. So each day that went on, every free moment, I was looking at that Bible and reading it into the New Testament. Now, along with reading it, it's Christmas time. I saw the bright lights, I was hearing songs, I was smelling Christmas. It was everywhere. I could not get away from it. But I was starting to think, all this fun, celebration, and joy in the air was leading to this special baby that was born. And I started to think about, as I'm reading the Bible more and more, and starting to see that everything is pointing to him. My family always met in the den in the evenings, and there we'd watch TV together. Well, this time my dad was there. My mom was nowhere to be found. I have no clue to this day where she was, but I know God's hand was there. Being a Jewish mother, she would have hated what I was doing quietly in my room. And I thought, I've hidden that Bible well. They don't know what I'm doing. But this particular night, my dad looked at me and told me, he says, I know you're reading the Bible. And quickly he said, I'm not angry. I just want you to talk to me about what you're reading. And so for the following nights, that's what we did. And every time I went into that den, and it wasn't the same time every night, my mom was not there because she would have interfered. So by the end of the week, right before I was going to leave the next morning, was the last night, and I finished the New Testament. I had made it all the way through. Did not understand everything in that Bible. I didn't have a clue. But 2 things. This special baby that was born during Christmas that everybody is celebrating grew up to die on the cross, and it could be for me. But I was not going to go there. No way was I going to go there, because if I did, I knew that the family would be angry. But that evening, I walked in, and there was my dad, and my mom was not there. So my dad looked at me, and I told him I had finished the New Testament. He said, well, do you believe what you read? I told him, yes, but I'm not going to do anything about it. I won't do that. So then my dad looked at me and said, you need to follow your heart. And if your heart tells you to go that way, I will stand up against this family. I will not let them say anything to you. Now, I didn't know at that point anything about God, really. I feared him, and I knew what the Old Testament says about he can turn you to stone. So God, I didn't know he was a loving God. I knew nothing. But he gave me this earthly father that mirrored who he was, and I needed that at this point. I looked at my dad. I saw security. I saw refuge. I saw great love. I saw somebody that was going to sacrifice his own being in this family for me. He was going to stand with me. He was everything to me at that moment. He gave me the peace I needed, the courage I needed, the strength I needed. And I told him, yes, I would take that step. Now I look at Christmas, and I love Christmas now. I love everything. I don't care if it's Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas. I love Santa Claus or reindeers. To me, God can use everything about Christmas to his glory. He can take the red nose of a reindeer and light the way to him for his lost child.